Hey y'all, Barley here. And yeah, the Osprey. It's Checkride. You have to do helo. It's considered a helicopter, a gyro spinny choptercopter thing. So we have to do the helicopter check ride, and I've never done one of those. And neither in real life or simulator have I ever flown a helicopter. So this will be an experience. But first we just got to get it started. And the startup procedure is not too bad, at least from reading the manual. We need a battery. Go. And we'll use the battery to start our view. There we go. So now we have power. We turn on our displays. You turn the ones on the other side on if you want. I don't have a need for them. No co-pilot, and I don't think there's a co-pilot required in OnAir, which is another reason. I will really get into the reasons why I think me having bought 2 Ospreys for the Airline, and it does meet. Those are Turboprops. That's a propeller. This is a turbine engine. So this does meet our definition for this playthrough. So we're going to see how it works out. Could go great, could go really wrong. We need to turn on some lights, and that's the lights button. I need the master control on. And you. Both. Bright's fine. Flash is steady. And we need menu 2. Don't need tip or formation lights, but we are landing gear lights auto, and we're done with that. Back to the CVU. I believe that's everything we need, so we need to rotate our nacelles up. And there they go. We're going to bring them up to 90 degrees. For start, and then we'll bring them back down for taxi. And I've found there's I've flown this at least once, or played with it at least once, to get all my controls kind of mapped. And I had issues with the brakes. I still haven't figured out the elevator trim. None of the standard keys. I've tried mapping it to joystick stuff. I've tried mapping it to the Bravo throttle. I can't get anything to control elevator trim, so that's kind of painful, but there is an autopilot, so for long flights, I'm not going to have to fight it. Just get it to altitude, hit the button, and let the planocopter figure it out. So right now I believe we are set for start, and to do that, we just need to make sure that the blade brake is off, this thing right here, and then start. Confirm rotation. Rotation is good. And now we stare at this screen. And you have to be patient. It takes a good 10 seconds or so for it to catch.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
And then after this, we're just making sure that things don't get out of bounds, and for this to get to 70. Now, if you're in a hurry, you could begin the start sequence on the second engine now. There we go. There's 70. So now we just move this to fly. Take the second engine. Start. Do the same thing. And it will do the same thing. It will whine and it will moan. It'll grind and it will groan, but it will eventually turn on. There it is. You can kind of see, like, that right pedal right there is, like, doing things. I don't know why it's doing things. Yeah. And again, we're looking for 70. And there we go. And we move that one down to fly. At this point, the bird is ready to go. Bird is the word. Now, we are not going to mess with ATC. This is a check ride. And, oh, but you know what I didn't do? I was going to do is turning on that. Maybe. And then that. And that. There we go. I don't know if it's going to be useful information for you or not, but it's up there. All yours. And we're going from Fairbanks to Fairbanks because it's Checkride. And I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm recording it because, of course, I am. All right, so parking brake is off. Wind direction.
Taxi to the runway and take off.
120. What runways do we have here? Fairbanks. Go, I need the charts. Taxi. That'll probably be enough. Okay, so our choices are 2 or 20. With the wind, what did I say the wind was? I think, wind is at 100 with 10. Closer to 2, so we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go down 2 left and do that. So 2 left it is. So we're gonna go down, take, what was that, Alpha? There, okay. So, like behind us, that way. Alright. So now we're gonna knock our nacelles down to about 80 degrees for taxi. Here we go. They're slightly angled forward. Parking brake is off. And we are going to try not to screw this up. Oh, hard right. Little engine power here. And there's some weirdness with the throttles, so if you decide you want to play with this aircraft. There we go. Good. That way. Yeah, and the brakes. See, it's stopping, right? I'm not touching the brakes. I even created a dead zone. I think I need a bigger dead zone. Because it keeps detecting brakes, even though, like if you touch the brakes at all, it'll bring this thing to a stop. Watch. I just barely tapped them, and they're not even on right now. And it's going to come to a stop. So now I have to, like, step on the back end of the brakes. Nope, got to put the parking brake on, then back off. So it's got some issues. I'm sure they're working on it. There are updates to this aircraft regularly. But yeah, if you use rudder pedals, there's something there, and I've got to figure out how to set maybe a bigger dead zone. I set a 5% dead zone. But it does make taxiing a giant pain in the patootie. And I don't know. I might fix that now just because it's annoying. Let's see, sensitivity. Yeah, I already added in a 5% trim dead zone, so I'm gonna try 10. Both.
Taxi to the runway and take off.
Yep, we're working on it. And nope, it's gonna stop, isn't it? And you just turn the parking brake on and off, and it's fine again. That makes no sense to me. But when we get out here. Alright, that's about enough of you. Okay, and now we're gonna drop this down. Ooh. I'm gonna go all the way down to 60. Okay, which is the lowest angle you can choose for takeoff. Oh, see, it's hung. I gotta do the parking brake thing again. But anyway, you're going to see how fast this thing takes off. Now, you can't go up to 100% for more than, like, for 67. But now I'm going to push it up to about 95. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's weird. So now we'll just slowly push the engines up. I didn't run to that earlier, and we'll get to about 93 or so. And you don't have to pull back or anything. There we go. That's all the runway we needed.
Airborne time logged.
Continue to climb.
Alright, so now we want to start angling it forward.
Please, go to heading 360.
Fairbanks approach Barley 01 is type
And we're going to
1
pull
mile
power back to about 80%.
1,200 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
You can see how I'm lowering the cells. Our speed's increasing.
Go to heading 360.
Heading 360.
Squawk 7315 Barley 01.
Barley 01 radar contact 1 mile northwest of
Alright, we're above...
Go to heading 360.
Yeah, don't fail me. I'm getting there as fast as I can. I'm dealing with a very complicated aircraft.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
There we go. So we are now in full airplane mode. Now,
Please, go to heading 360.
yes, heading. Activate. Okay, and as far as altitude, let's just hold whatever we got.
Please, go to heading 360.
And we're going to pull this down to about 80%. There we go. The wind noise is also a feature. They say it's some sort of weird contention.
Go to heading 360.
Okay, we are. It's the same as 0. Okay, do you really need me to go to... We are. We are at heading 360.
Turn right, heading 140. Climb to 5,000 feet.
Barley 01 contact approach on 134.1.
140.
Good day.
134.1 Barley 01. Approach Barley 01 4,300 feet.
Barley 01 approach altimeter 29.35. Continue as planned.
We're going to 140 and climbing to 5,000. Still learning all the system. Now, this whole thing doesn't really work. You can't put a flight plan into the CDU yet. You have to, if you're going to do a flight plan, you do it from the world screen, and then it'll bring it in. But yeah, you can't. Although the buttons are there, there's no way to. I've tried. You can't enter a flight plan on the CDU. And we're at 80%, about the right speed.
Now, maintain 5,000 feet and heading 140 for a couple of minutes.
So apparently the helicopter check ride is exactly like the aircraft check rides. So they don't make you do any hovering or anything, I guess. It's just going to be the whole, go to this altitude, go to this heading, maintain it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm totally going to use this because I have 20 minutes of flight time in an Osprey.
Turn left, heading 060. climb to 5,500 feet.
Barley 01, contact Eielson range, approach on 125 decimal tree. Good day.
125 decimal tree for Barley 01. Eielson range approach Barley 01 5,100 feet.
Barley 01 Eielson range, approach altimeter 29er, decimal tree 5, continue as planned.
Really good visibility from this aircraft, which you would expect because
Maintain 5,500 feet.
if you know having to land
Couple of minutes.
a helicopter vertically or an airplane vertically, you would need to be able to see things. I'm surprised there aren't more windows down here, but maybe this is enough. And you know, I always have real weather turned on, so we're doing our check ride in this. And I don't know how to turn on weather radar. I have not figured that out yet. I've read enough of the manual to get it up in the air and land it, and that's it. That's what I spent my time doing. Oh, and then I'm going to have to find... Make sure I don't lose track of PAFA. Okay.
Now, return inland at your departure airport with an appropriate IFR or VFR approach.
We need to go to PAFA, which is about 270. So we're going to want to lower ourselves. There's going to be lots of things here. 20. We'll do 3,500 and 270. Start with that, and then we'll do our vertical speed about 500 down.
Barley 01, contact, approach on 134.1. Good day.
134.1 for Barley 01. Approach Barley 01 5,400 feet.
Barley 01, approach altimeter 29er, decimal tree 5, continue as planned.
There's the airport right there. So I'm going to pull. And you can only pull the throttles back so far. That's another thing I'm just starting to learn. Because then they just totally shut down. Probably going to live without the autopilot here for... I'm just going to try to land. Autopilot's off. Watch speed. I can't trim because the vertical trim, the elevator trim, just doesn't work, or I can't make. I haven't figured out how to make it work. We're below 5,000, so it's okay to start transitioning. I'm gonna start pulling the nacelles back to 20 degrees or thereabouts. Lined up on the runway. Watch our speed.
Marley 01, contact Fairbanks approach on 125.35. Good day.
125.35 for Marley 01. Fairbanks approach Marley 01 2,300 feet.
Definitely doesn't turn as sharp.
Approach
the right
altimeter
airport.
29er.
Yep, that's the right airport.
Continue as planned.
Let's see if we're the right pilot. We want to get back to that roughly 60 degrees. Right now we're basically still in airplane mode. Speed's not good. Trying to stall. Oh, wait. Okay, let's pull it back up, I guess. There we go. There's some weirdness with the throttle that I haven't figured out. I think you have to keep it above 80% or it does weird things. Okay, we're going to start pulling back. Pulling back. Yeah, see, you get below, much below 80 something percent. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start our real transition. And there we go. Okay, we're just keeping it in that green area. Just slowly coming back.
Wind 100 at 9 knots.
We're at 74. A little lower than I'd like to be. Add power. Not too much. That's too much. Last time I landed this, I landed at about 100 knots as a rolling landing. But this time I think it's going to be almost more, it's a little more VTOL. I was at 60 degrees, now I'm at 75, so. Oh. Not a helicopter pilot. Let's not land out here. Thank you. Okay. Yep, not a helicopter pilot. Okay. And it's little tiny differences in the throttle, or I guess the collective if you're, since we're more in helicopter mode. But we are going to make it. More. Okay. Up. Oh, much. Still not a helicopter pilot. This is terrible. It's passing the check ride, right? I can get better at this aircraft later. Okay, there we go. I think that's what I was looking for. And there we go. So we just need to get somewhere and shut down the engine, she said. Which I think I can manage. Okay, so let's bring the nacelles up to like our taxi. And do the whole parking brake thing, because you're going to try to stop. She doesn't care where I stop. We're just going to get off the runway. Try not to touch brakes. But it's definitely a challenge, if you couldn't tell. It's a complicated aircraft. And I think I'm really going to enjoy learning it, but I had to do this check ride so I could use it in OnAir. Okay, and there we go with the whole parking brake thing. Yeah, definitely sending this video to the developer so he can laugh at my landing. Yeah, there it goes again. You just have to keep resetting the parking brake. And I'm not going to worry about finding a parking place because I'm not going. I really don't want to hit the parking brake 60 more times just to get there. Because this is grade A annoying. Just need to get off the runway. I just need to get off the runway. Here, we'll even go park. I think it's the gate we came from. Let's go over here and pretend to park. I just want to make sure the check ride happens so that I can use these in my operation. That gate's empty. It's not like that jetway is going to line up with anything on this airplane, helicopter, aerocopter, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna do my own thing. There's no lines on the ground for Fairbanks. So, we'll just... Thank you for flying Barley's non-experienced airline. Okay, so now for shutdown. Parking brake is on. Probably was on anyway. How do I think I want to shut down? I literally think we just turn them off. Oh, you probably need the APU because we are going to have to rotate the nacelles down. Don't want to burn the battery to that. So let's start the APU first. Oh, well, we left it running. So that's easy. And I think with that, we could just... Okay, well, try it. Off engine 1. Lights. I don't get hit by... Well, I'm probably going to get hit by OnAir anyway because these lights don't conform to anything that... They're auto, so they should be off. We'll just pretend that they are, and we don't need... we can off you. Off you. Off. Okay, and let's shut off the other engine.
Engine off time logged.
Alright, yay.
The flight is finished.
And then...
It's been monitored by OnAir.
Once the props stop... I guess I could have left it. Probably could have left the CDU on for... Oh, no, I've got this. This little cool thing. I mean, or I could just watch them. And when they stop, then I guess we rotate forward, because that was the starting position. Well, not bad. Passed the check ride after 20 minutes of flight time. Well, we'll call it 30. 30 minutes of flight time in a very different aircraft. At least I think we passed. We'll know once I get to actually shut this thing down. Okay, so now we'll start rotating them down. Okay, I think we just... all that's left is to turn off the... view, and then the battery. I think that's it. Okay, so now we find out. That was, hey, I've added 13 minutes to my 20. Where is we? So why did I do it? Well, because there's the Osprey, or one of the two. Instead of taking ATRs and flying supplies out to a midpoint and then using 208s to drop in here, guess what he can do? I could leave supplies at the big airport, fly it straight here, and an Osprey can land at a size 0. An ATR can't. So now I don't need the 208s. So I reduce my crew need, my maintenance, and the Osprey doesn't require a co-pilot, so it's less crew. Isn't that cool? So that's why I did it. So, with all that said, barley.